You're walking to your car at night. The parking lot is empty. Your footsteps are the only sound. Then, somewhere behind you, gravel shifts. Your heart slams. Your hands go cold. Every hair on your arm stands up. You spin around. Nothing is there. Just a cat, or the wind, or nothing at all. But for 3 full seconds, your body was ready to fight for its life. That reaction wasn't random. It wasn't weakness. It was a system built over 2 million years, and it still thinks you're being hunted. Here's the strange part. You are almost certainly the safest human who has ever lived. No saber-toothed cats, no hyena packs, no hostile tribe waiting in the dark. Statistically, your walk to the car was one of the least dangerous moments in the history of your species. And yet your body reacted like it was 1806, not 2026. That gap between how safe you actually are and how threatened you feel is not a glitch. It's a leftover. And once you understand where it comes from, you'll never look at your own fear the same way again. To understand this, you have to go back further than cities, further than farming, further than fire. You have to go back to the world your ancestors actually lived in for most of human history. Not decades, not centuries, hundreds of thousands of years. In that world, a rustle in the grass sometimes meant nothing, but sometimes it meant a leopard. And the humans who survived long enough to have children were not the ones who calmly assessed the odds. They were the ones who flinched first and asked questions later. This is where your amygdala comes in. It's a small, almond-shaped cluster of neurons buried deep in your brain, and its entire job is threat detection. Not careful, rational threat detection. Fast threat detection. The kind that skips your conscious mind entirely. Researcher Joseph Ledoux spent decades studying this exact pathway. He found that a threat signal can reach your amygdala and trigger a full-body response before the visual information even reaches the part of your brain responsible for consciously recognizing what you saw. In other words, you can be afraid of something before you know what it is. Think about what that means. Your brain decided you were in danger before your thinking mind had a vote. It didn't ask permission. It didn't wait for evidence. It just acted. And for almost the entire span of human evolution, that was the correct strategy. Because in the ancestral environment, the cost of a false alarm was small. You wasted a little adrenaline. Your heart raced for a minute over nothing. Mildly annoying. But the cost of a missed threat, actually failing to detect a real predator, was catastrophic. You didn't get a second chance to relearn that lesson. This is sometimes called the smoke detector principle, a term used by evolutionary biologist Randolph Nesse. A smoke detector that goes off too easily is irritating, but a smoke detector that fails to go off during an actual fire is fatal. So evolution didn't build you a perfectly calibrated threat system, it built you an oversensitive one. Better to trigger 100 false alarms than to miss one real lion. Now here's the twist. That system never got the memo that the lions are mostly gone. Your brain today is running ancient software on modern hardware. The circuitry that once scanned the savannah for movement in the grass now scans your Slack messages for a passive-aggressive tone. The system that once spiked your heart rate at a snapping twig now spikes it at a notification. An unread email from your boss. A slow reply from someone you're dating. None of these things can kill you, but your amygdala doesn't fully know that. It responds to modern, abstract social threats using the exact same machinery built for physical, immediate life or death threats. There's a well-known experiment that shows just how deep this wiring goes. Psychologists Arne Ullman and Susan Minica ran studies showing that humans and other primates learn to fear snakes and spiders far faster than they learn to fear genuinely more dangerous modern objects like electrical outlets or cars. Show someone a picture of a snake paired with a mild shock, and the fear response forms almost instantly, and it's hard to unlearn. Show them the same shock paired with a picture of a frayed wire, something statistically far more likely to hurt them, and the fear barely takes hold at all. Your brain isn't calibrated to the actual dangers of your life. It's calibrated to the dangers of your ancestors' lives. This mismatch has a name. Researchers call it evolutionary mismatch, or sometimes the mismatch theory of modern anxiety. Your body's stress systems were shaped by an environment with acute, physical threats, the kind you could run from or fight, and that would resolve within minutes. But the modern world mostly serves you chronic, ongoing, unresolvable threats. Financial pressure that doesn't end. Social judgment you can't outrun. A news cycle that